Today, I'm going to tell you why I think if you're over 40, 50, 60, 70, or beyond, I think you should consider starting a YouTube channel. I came up with 5 reasons why I think YouTube is great for people in midlife. And because I love this kind of thing, they all start with C, except for my bonus last tip that starts with an L. All right, yeah, that was my dog sneezing. Okay, yeah, I know it's kind of hokey, but, it makes it fun. Approximately 42% of the US population is over the age of 45. And almost 32% of YouTube users are over the age of 45. I was unable to find a statistic for the number of creators over the age of 45, but I have a feeling that it is significantly less than either the population or the YouTube user community numbers. And because of that, I think that there is an untapped potential there for over 45 creators. I know it's a function of the way the algorithm works. I'm over 50. I tend to watch creators who are over 50, and therefore the algorithm serves me up more of them. But I do feel like I'm seeing more and more people joining the platform in midlife. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Midwest, and I knew I wanted to be outside filming. It is a little bit breezy, and so my hair might fly in my face, but I'm willing to put up with it because it is just amazing out here. So my first C reason is creativity. I never really considered myself to be a creative person. I thought I was more analytical and research-driven and that kind of thing. But when I look back over my life, I realized that it wasn't that I wasn't creative. It's just that I didn't have a broad enough definition of what creativity meant. I thought creativity meant you were an artist. You painted, you drew, you did sculpture, pottery, that kind of thing. But creativity is so much more than that. And I have been involved in dance since I was 3 years old. In high school, I was in choir and in show choir. I never did theater in high school, but I'm not sure that we really had much of a theater program in my high school. Maybe we did, and I just didn't know the right people. My mom taught me to sew, and I made the first item that I could actually wear. It was a skirt when I was 8 years old. By the time I was in high school, I was actually making a lot of my own clothes, and I made clothes for my kids when they were young. I had an aunt, my Aunt Anne, who taught me how to crochet, and also about the time that I was 7 or 8, and I loved making little crochet things for my Barbies and my dolls. And later on in life, I taught myself through YouTube to knit. And then when my youngest was a baby, I made cloth diapers for her, and cloth diapers changed a lot between my first 3 older kids and then my youngest. There was a 9-year age gap, and cloth diapers were really kind of cool. I'll put some pictures of some of the things that I made. But I realized that I could make and sell some, and then I could recoup the cost that I put into buying materials and that sort of thing for making hers. And I actually created a business around selling cloth diapers that lasted for about 5 years and brought a fairly significant amount of income into our household at the time. I actually even almost started a YouTube channel back in 2008 around that cloth diaper business and teaching people how to make their own. Oh, if only I had done so then. But part of my reasons for not doing it then were I had created my own pattern, but I also still had my business selling my own diaper. And I wasn't sure I wanted to put that out there for other people to use. I should have just sold the pattern. It would have been so much easier. And then when I was 44, I got involved in community theater. And I realized looking back that all of these things that I did were kind of an unconscious, constant search for a creative outlet. In the busyness of mothering and homeschooling and all of that kind of stuff, I was looking for ways to carve out just a little bit of space for that creative streak in me to have a way to be expressed. And YouTube does give that creative outlet because there are so many aspects to it. There's researching and writing and performing and editing and so many ways to put your own little individual spin on things that I think if you're looking for something to do that is creative, YouTube fits the bill. The second thing that YouTube provides for someone in midlife is a challenge. It is good at our age to challenge ourselves to learn new things. It's good for our brains. It's good to stay sharp. And we do not want to become technologically irrelevant. We are the last generation that grew up without cell phones and without being connected to the internet. And we've learned to use all of this technology even though it wasn't something we had when we were kids. I remember in high school, my car broke down on the side of the road, and I had to walk across the street and into a subdivision and knock on a door and ask to use the telephone to call my dad to come get me. The thought of it now almost sends shivers down my spine. The other thing that kind of freaks me out is after I graduated from college, I went to Cancun with a group of friends, and my mom took me to the airport, put me on a plane, and didn't hear a word from me until she picked me up from the airport when I got back a week later. just thinking about that is kind of mind-blowing, right? But my point is, we went from that to where we are now, and learning all of the things you need to do to make a YouTube video is a great way to stay up on technology. Technology is going to continue to change, and we need to stay with it. It also forces you to do some research and stay current in your topic, whatever it happens to be that you are sharing on YouTube. For me, I share makeup and beauty content. And so I have to research into latest trends and things that work and all of that kind of stuff. And so that challenges my brain and keeps me thinking as well. The third C is community. And you have the opportunity to have a community with other creators, as well as with your subscribers and your commenters. And that part of YouTube, I think, has been the biggest surprise for me. I did not expect to make such great friends in the creator community that I have made. And I am continuing to meet new people, especially in this Gen X space, that are just some amazing, incredible people that have really enriched my life, not just as a YouTube creator, but as a person. And so I am grateful for that. And then the connections that I've made with some of my subscribers, or people who comment on my videos, is also unexpected and really, really nice. So if you're looking for community and connection, there's another C. Starting a YouTube channel is a great way to find it. The fourth C is confidence. Recently on YouTube, I heard a definition of confidence, and it's really stuck with me, and my brain has been working on it a lot, and I may do a video about it and some of the things that I've thought about with it. But basically what was said was confidence is a willingness to suffer social injury. And there's a lot there to unpack, but at its most basic, when we don't feel confident, it's because we're afraid of some reaction from people around us. And if you're willing to suffer social injury, then it doesn't matter if you get up and say something and stumble over your words, or if what you say is not well received, because you're prepared for that possibility. And paradoxically, I think that the willingness to suffer social injury actually makes it less likely that it's going to happen. In theater, we talk about a lot, embrace the cheese, okay? And give me a second, I'll explain that. When you are doing a part that is slapstick or really cheesy or just kind of makes you feel a little goofy, the more willing you are to embrace that character and really just give everything to that goofiness or that cheesiness, the better it will come across, and the less goofy and cheesy you will actually end up feeling. And I think that that falls into that willingness to suffer social injury. You're willing to actually kind of make a fool of yourself, and because of that you end up not doing that, if that makes any sense. So the wind is starting to get a little bit intense. I'm going to try to get this done. And every time you do it, it gets easier to do it the next time. Also, I think it's really important that by getting more Gen X creators on this platform, we increase the awareness of what it actually means to be 60. I once read a cozy mystery book. It was like women in a retirement home who were solving mysteries. And these women were like 60, 62, 65. And they were all like walking around with walkers and, frail, and described as having these little tiny voices. And that is not 60. That's like 90. When you're 20, 60 sometimes seems like 90. But if there are more of us out here who are 50, 60, 70 and being vibrant, and we can change the perception of what it means to be in midlife. And then the fifth C is cash. You can make an income from YouTube, whether it's through AdSense or affiliate marketing or creating a product, brand deals, that kind of stuff. For me, that's probably the least important aspect of this, but it is an aspect of it. And I am actually thinking of this now more in terms of being supplemental income when my husband and I retire. And, my channel may morph and change over time, but it's something that you can kind of do in your spare time. And then once you have a library of content, especially if it's evergreen content and not like really specific to a specific time and place, people can go back and watch that forever, and it can continue to create income for you. So having that passive income is nothing to sneeze at. And my last and bonus tip is legacy. By putting videos up here on YouTube, you're creating something that your family, your kids, your grandkids, as long as YouTube exists anyway, can come and watch. They can see you, they can hear you, they can remember your mannerisms, and the wisdom that you can share with them. You also can share that wisdom with other people who may not have someone in their life to share that wisdom for them. Maybe they don't have living grandparents, and so watching someone on YouTube in their 60s who can give advice that you would want to get from your grandma or your grandpa is helpful to them. When you put your words out there, you don't know where they're going to land. My hope is that when I put a video up there, there's at least one person who is helped by something that I've said. And if that happens, then I feel like my video has been a success. Now, do I actually think that every single person over the age of 40 or 50 or 60 should start a YouTube channel? No, I don't. But if you've been thinking about it and dragging your feet about it, then don't be like me in 2008 or even me in 2019, because that's when I really started thinking about starting a channel for real. And I didn't do it until 2021. So don't be like that. If you're thinking about starting a channel, just jump in and do it. I don't think you'll be sorry. I think that you will be very happy that you did it. I'm not a grow your YouTube channel guru. There are lots of how to get started on YouTube videos out there. I just wanted to give you some encouragement to just get out there and do it. I do have an 8-week growth challenge that I recently went through to grow my channel and finally get monetized, and I will put that playlist up if you want to go watch that from the beginning. And if you're interested in mature beauty content, then I invite you to go over to my channel page and do a little browsing around. Find some videos you think you might be interested in. So how about you? Are you in midlife? Do you have a channel or do you plan to start one? Let me know down in the comments because I want to go over and subscribe to your channel and support you. Have a great day and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.